50 Cent just dropped a bombshell in his latest interview, taking aim at both Diddy and Jay-Z with some shocking claims. What's even more intriguing is that he didn't stop at Diddy. He brought Jay-Z into the mix as well. According to 50, there's a deeper story involving the two, and he's not holding back in exposing it.
Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at
was
her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
50 Cent claims that Diddy and Jay-Z have been closely connected from the start, collaborating on business events and after-parties. This revelation has sparked speculation about what 50 might know that the public doesn't, and what Jay-Z might be trying to keep under wraps. 50 hinted that if people think Diddy's controversies are shocking, they'll be even more stunned by what's happening with Jay-Z, including allegations that his marriage is more of a business arrangement. What's especially surprising this time is 50 Cent's tone. Known for relentlessly mocking Diddy, he hasn't entirely stopped, but seems to be taking a slightly different approach. On Instagram, 50 shared a headline about Diddy's latest allegations, adding a cryptic comment that's fueling further intrigue.
For relentlessly mocking Diddy, and while he hasn't stopped entirely, there's a shift. On Instagram, 50 posted, alongside a headline, about Diddy's latest allegations, saying,
I ran into you somewhere, and Rihanna she had really never even been heard of at this point. And you walked up to me and said, that's my artist. And I was struck by that. I'd never forget those words. That's my artist. And you were proud, man. And you were like, wow, this is a discovery of mine. And then she exploded. And then, she lit up. How hands-on are you in terms of managing her career?
Well, we actually manage her now. We didn't manage her in the beginning. I signed her as an artist on Def Jam.
How'd you know? Where do you meet? Where do you find a girl like that?
She actually walked office. She has a lawyer, Scott Felcher, and he knew Jay Brown, who works with me, and they made production. He played him this song, Upon the Replay, which was her first single she had already. And she walked into the office, and I heard the record, and I was really afraid of the record. It was so big that I thought the record would be bigger than her.
Right.
I thought the record, she would be the Upon the Replay girl.
Forever.
Yeah, but I took the meeting anyway. I said, let me just meet her. And
beautiful
when
girl.
I met her that day, I knew she was a star. Like, just her look, the way she walked into a room and her confidence, and she performed in my office.
And she was, 17 years old at that point?
She was 16.
16, and she has the confidence of it. She's like an old soul in a sense, right?
Absolutely.
So she walks in your office, and she just belts out a tune?
Belts out a tune, she performs, and I tell her, there's no way out of this office. I signed her that day. Yeah, so we signed her that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day. I was absolutely certain. How often?
Damn, I hope you're all right. If you're cool with him, check on him. All jokes aside, this was 50 Cent's response on Instagram right after sarcastically predicting Diddy's legal troubles with the post. I told you, here they come in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 50's sharp tongue and sarcasm are nothing new, especially when it comes to Diddy. His comments gained traction when Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy brought fresh allegations to light.
Unwilling to speak until now, to those of us who thought, how could it happen to someone so strong?
I am strong. This happened to me. I didn't cause this. I didn't do it. This happened to me, and it can happen to anybody. There are a lot of women who've experienced what I did, but not in the public. So it made it really difficult. I just felt like, oh my God, here goes my little bit of privacy, just exposed. Like, it's something that nobody wants anybody to know. So here I am, the whole world knowing.
Why be ashamed?
Because I didn't want people to think that that's the kind of person I fell in love with that person. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that that's the type of person that I fell in love with. So far in love. So unconditional that I went back.
On average, I think it takes a woman 7 times before she leaves.
8 or 9, actually. And I don't want that to happen. That's not what I want to teach people.
After Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy became public, 50 Cent posted, "Damn, brother love, you out here looking crazy AF," alongside a photo of himself peering into the camera. When Diddy settled the lawsuit just a day later, 50 didn't hold back, writing, "LOL, he paid that money real quick. Should have done that before the sharks saw the blood in the water." Given 50's long history of ridiculing Diddy, his more serious tone in recent posts has caught many by surprise, adding a new layer of intrigue to their ongoing feud.
Another celebrity has been caught up in the Sean Combs legal and PR saga, maybe nightmare is the way to say it. This time, R&B superstar Chris Brown is who we're talking about. Grammy Award-winning musician behind tracks like Forever, Under the Influence, Run It. Well, an unnamed woman, who only goes by Jane Doe, spoke out in a new documentary on Investigation Discovery. It is called Chris Brown, A History of Violence. And she claims that what was supposed to be a night of glamour and excess on a Miami yacht turned essentially into a terrifying situation. She accuses Chris Brown of drugging and raping her at a party on this yacht. And this yacht was docked outside of Combs' Miami mansion back. Essentially, she was walking into a trap. As the champagne flowed and music pulsed, Brown allegedly handed her drink after drink. She said, quote, "I don't remember if I saw him pour it, but I just drank it, and he just hands me another drink." She says in the documentary, "As I'm standing there, I did start to feel kind of tired and my body was feeling a little heavy." And that is when Brown allegedly led her to a bedroom on the yacht, sprawled out on the bed, and then climbed up on top of her. And literally through tears, she says on the documentary how she couldn't move. And that is when she says Chris Brown assaulted her. The details are stomach churning, but Doe describes feeling so disgusted as Brown allegedly kissed her and literally muffled her protests so she couldn't scream out. She essentially claims that she was powerless to stop the assault, that she was trapped in this drug-induced.
50 Cent's more measured tone lately has caught people off guard, with many speculating that if he's dialing back the jokes, it could signal something bigger on the horizon, potentially bad news for Diddy.
Turn me down.
So how did the meeting go, and then what did Diddy say? Why did he turn you down?
We get into the office, so we do the performance. Like, we nervous, but we just do the shit. Boom, all right. And so he was just like, cool. He said, "Yeah, I like this cool. I don't like this light-skinned nigga over here. This little nigga over here. Fuck, I ain't home." I said, that's just melted in that goddamn office at 2. I said, "Look, I'm fucked up."
And you 12 years old.
Yeah. I was in that elevator probably crying like a mother.
But so, look, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Your partner was dark skinned? I mean, I gotta ask.
Yeah, my brother.
There's speculation that 50 Cent was aware of Diddy's legal troubles before they became public, as he hinted at them just before the news broke. While 50's history of taunting Diddy is nothing new, he's been throwing jabs for years. This situation adds another layer to their ongoing feud. He's even previously suggested Diddy was involved in orchestrating the Tupac shooting. Recently, G-Unit rapper Tony Yayo confirmed in an interview with Vlad TV that 50 Cent and Diddy once met to discuss a potential deal that ultimately fell through. According to Yayo, not signing 50 was one of the biggest mistakes Bad Boy ever made. During the meeting, Diddy reportedly mentioned 3 qualities that made rappers unappealing and expressed concerns about signing 50, citing the drama surrounding Biggie Smalls and other factors. This meeting apparently took place after 50 released his 1999 project, adding another layer of intrigue to their history.
Jay-Z, the artist, the businessman. Well, the complaint begins. Defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator, Sean Carter, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor, Many others were present at the after-party but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs had been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. So that seems to suggest that Sean Carter, Jay-Z, was not only present or participated in this alleged, what is essentially a crime, but for other instances. And that's really interesting. That's why I bring up this idea of, could he be hit with more lawsuits if you take these allegations as true? Now, the complaint goes on to say, Combs and Carter were not simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The two men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 1990s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events, events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after-parties. Indeed, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person, other than Combs' mother, who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter attended the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after-party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Carter, which is where the events alleged in this complaint occurred. I should also say that Busby also used this complaint to address an alleged harassment campaign that he claims Jay-Z started after Busby reached out about his involvement in the suit. The complaint reads, Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, the one that I mentioned before, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by
50 Cent's 1999 single, How to Rob, famously included lyrics about extorting Diddy and other high-profile rappers, setting the tone for their rocky history. Speculation about Diddy's current legal troubles intensified when rumors surfaced about his house being raided. True to form, 50 Cent didn't miss the chance to chime in, posting a screenshot featuring Diddy's two sons, Justin and King Combs, adding fuel to the fire.
Building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMAs. Waitstaff circulated throughout the room, carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses, circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish-yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplar container used by Combs and/or his agents/employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below, and these are the photos included in the lawsuit that show a small plastic container that the plaintiff claims contained drugs at the party. The woman, remember, who claims she was 13 at the time, says she felt woozy and wished all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he vaginally raped her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Carter was finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Combs then stepped forward and vaginally raped plaintiff while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force plaintiff to perform oral sex with him. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped.
In a post showing Diddy's sons being escorted out of his Los Angeles home in handcuffs, 50 Cent captioned it, __, just got real, the feds and all the cribs. Damn, they got the kids in cuffs. In another post featuring the feds outside Diddy's home, he wrote, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't," adding to the growing tension surrounding the situation.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life.
Alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out. I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty. I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
50 Cent's recent comments suggest he believes the feds don't come after someone unless they have a solid case, a view that's been echoed by people who were once close to Diddy. It seems 50 is capitalizing on Diddy's ongoing legal troubles to keep their long-standing feud alive. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson recently posted a video from a social media user labeling Diddy as too freaky for society, continuing his pattern of mocking and adding fuel to the fire.
A one-off case that he has to defend, or potentially it could be a Me Too type situation where other victims come forward. Obviously, we saw that with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. So the coming days and weeks are really going to be telling. And Tony Busby says he has more than 100, maybe up to 300 victims he's representing. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of them also name Jay-Z.
And Nima, if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, a female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on this.
50 Cent didn't hold back, adding a sarcastic caption, "Ran off and left the kids in the whole house. Yo, he doing the race," further fueling the drama. This came right after federal agents conducted raids on Diddy's homes in both California and Florida. Naturally, rumors began circulating that 50 might have tipped off the feds, adding even more fuel to their ongoing rivalry.
Anybody came out defending Diddy. All these celebrity friends he have, and nobody came out.
They brand. It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know did nobody in America like that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's some about the music, clothing, movies. They're not going to come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until The feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TDJC hasn't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man then led them probably, allegedly led them to damnation because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself.
Jay-Z has been in the spotlight for decades, and his name frequently surfaces in major conversations. Given that 50 Cent and Jay-Z's rivalry dates back to the late 90s, it's no surprise that 50 would seize this opportunity to take a shot at both of them. Their beef originally started when 50 mentioned Jay-Z in his 1999 track How to Rob, prompting Jay-Z to respond with a lyric of his own.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared to
Let
be.
me rephrase
Right.
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it of they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially minors?
2 to 3, possibly.
In his song, It's Hot, Some Like It Hot, Jay-Z responded to 50 Cent's mention with the line, "I'm about $1. What the f is 50 Cent?" This sparked years of back-and-forth tension between the two. The feud escalated further when 50 Cent released his 2002 response track, Be a Gentleman, directly challenging Jay-Z with poignant lyrics. The track was part of his compilation mixtape, Guess Who's Back, intensifying the rivalry.
Tend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people if they're not true, and very hurtful, frankly, if they are true. But if they're true, you shouldn't have been in the room and you shouldn't have been participating. So I anticipate that we're going to start filing lawsuits, and it may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine in situations like this that when a victim tells us that this person was in the room or this person participated, we want to do as much due diligence as humanly possible before we file that case, because in the United States, in almost every state, public filings are in fact public, and when you name somebody in a lawsuit, the press is going to pick it up, and we're aware of that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's, and I expect that there will be some people named in these lawsuits.
The rivalry between 50 Cent and Jay-Z further intensified, adding fuel to the fire between these two heavyweights. Surprisingly, despite all the tension, both 50 Cent and Jay-Z have acknowledged that the rivalry played a significant role in elevating 50's career. 50 even admitted that Jay's response to his diss track was a compliment, as he wouldn't have bothered to reply to someone he didn't consider a threat. By 2003, 50 Cent's career skyrocketed, further cementing the impact of their ongoing feud.